I was 81 years old when they moved me into Magnolia Grace nursing home over in Lafayette. My hip had given out after a bad fall on the back porch. The very same porch where I used to sit and shell peas with your mama when she was little. The doctors talked about surgery, therapy, recovery, all of it. My children, Raymond, Celeste, and little Paul Jr., came to the hospital and gathered around my bed, their faces tight with worry. Raymond, being the oldest, took my hand and said, "Mama, we can't let you stay in that big old house alone anymore. It's not safe. We found a real nice place for you. They'll cook your meals, clean up, make sure you take your medicine. You won't have to worry about a thing." I told them no. I begged them, actually. I said, "That house is all I've got left of your daddy. I raised every one of you there. I'm not leaving." But it didn't matter. They'd already spoken to a social worker. They already had papers drawn up. Power of attorney, medical proxy. I was still groggy from pain pills when they put the pen in my hand. I signed without truly understanding what I was signing. I didn't realize what it meant until later. The next thing I knew, I was in a small room with beige walls and a window that only opened 3 inches. They took my car keys first, then my purse, and then, this is the part that still burns, they took my phone. One morning, a nurse came in and said, "Mrs. Evelyn, we're going to keep your phone at the front desk now. You've been making too many calls at night. It's confusing the staff." Confusing the staff. That's what she said. But I knew the truth. My children had told them I was agitated, that I was sundowning, that I didn't really know what I was doing anymore. They didn't want me calling neighbors, didn't want me calling my lawyer, didn't want me reminding anyone that the house on Pecan Lane still belonged to me. Because you see, honey, they wanted that house. Your granddaddy and I bought that land back in 1965 with every dime we had, built the house board by board, paid it off in 1987. And when he passed in 99, he made sure it was protected. He put it in a trust, a revocable living trust, with my name on it and only my name. My children couldn't touch it unless I said so. They'd always known that. But they figured if they got me out of the way, if they convinced everyone I was losing my mind, I'd just sign whatever they put in front of me. For the first few months, I went quiet. I ate what they brought me. I sat in the activities room and folded paper cranes when they told me to. I smiled while aides talked to me like I was a child. But inside, I was planning. Every Sunday, my old friend Miss Lorraine would come to visit. She'd bring a little paper sack of homemade pralines. And tucked underneath the candy was a cheap flip phone she bought from Dollar General. Prepaid. No name on it. She'd slip it to me when no one was looking. At night, when the halls were quiet and the night nurse was watching her little television at the desk, I'd pull that phone out from under my pillow. I'd call my attorney, Mr. Guidry, down in New Iberia. I whispered everything, dates, names, medicines they gave me that made me sleepy, how they wouldn't let me have visitors without supervision. Mr. Guidry told me to hang on, said we needed proof. So I started writing things down on the little activity notepads they handed out. I hid the pages inside my Bible. Then one day, Celeste came to visit alone. She sat on the edge of my bed and said, "Mama, the house is falling apart. The roof needs fixing. The pipes are leaking. It's too much. If you just sign the transfer papers, we could sell it and use the money for your care. You'd never have to worry again." I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Baby girl, I'm not signing anything. That house stays mine as long as I'm breathing." She went quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Mama, you're not thinking clearly. The doctor says you have early dementia." I almost laughed. I said, "The only thing I've got said is a broken hip, and a broken heart from my own children treating me like I'm already dead." She left in tears, told the staff I was agitated again. They increased my medication that very night. But they made one big mistake, honey. They took my phone. But they forgot about Miss Lorraine. She kept bringing those pralines. Kept bringing minutes for that little phone. And one night, I called Adult Protective Services myself. I told them everything. Gave them Mr. Guidry's number. Told them they'd better send someone quickly. 2 weeks later, a woman from the state showed up, with a sheriff's deputy beside her. They interviewed me in private. Looked through my notes. reviewed my medication records, talked to the staff. Then they called my children in. The judge granted an emergency hearing. My children sat on one side of the courtroom, quiet and ashamed. I sat on the other in my wheelchair, wearing my navy dress, hair done just right, looking every bit as sharp as I ever was. Mr. Guidry laid it all out. The trust, the power of attorney signed under questionable circumstances, the phone taken away, the unnecessary medication, the house left empty while I was locked away. The judge didn't take long at all. He revoked the power of attorney, restored full control of the trust to me, and ordered the nursing home to return every one of my belongings immediately. When it was over, Raymond tried to hug me. I let him, but I looked him in the eye and said, "I forgive you, but I won't forget." I moved back into my house the very next week. Miss Lorraine and some church ladies helped clean it up. I bought a new phone, smartphone this time, and I keep it right by my bed. My children still call now and then. Holidays, birthdays. I answer. We talk. But things are different. They know I'm not going anywhere until I'm good and ready. And this house? It's staying in the family, but on my terms. I changed the trust. When I'm gone, it goes straight to my grandchildren. All 4 of you. Equal shares. No selling. No splitting up the land. It stays whole. Because some things should never be taken. Not your home. Not your voice. Not your freedom. And definitely not your phone. Now close your eyes if you're getting sleepy, honey. Granny's right here.